And I'm really excited now to introduce Magda Chlebus from the EFPIA. So she's the Executive Director for Sciences and Regulatory Affairs. She is very instrumental in the setup of public-private partnerships. She was involved in the setup of the IMI. She has been involved in the conduction, and she is involved in the success of IMI, the largest public-private partnerships that is currently existing. So Magda is involved in different activities, one of them being the discussion about a BARDA-like initiative. That is an important one called HERA. She's working on those type of, how do we build the ecosystem? So who else we could have invited for a presentation? So Magda, the floor is yours, and we'll listen to your presentation now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Saladin, for the invitation and for the introduction. And I should say that I was fascinated by Vera's presentation and watching it very carefully. I could actually speak to her last slide and the first slide and have no slides at all, but just to speak to that one. So congratulations for that. Let me briefly talk about why I am here today. And as Saladin said, I would like to present a bit of the complementary perspective to the one presented by Vera, and how to get out of her comfort zone in order to engage in collaboration, and why in that collaboration. But first, I'm representing EFPIA, the European Federation of Pharmaceutical Industries and Associations, and our mission as a trade association is to create an environment, an ecosystem, as Vera mentioned several times, that would enable small and big companies to innovate, discover, develop, and deliver new therapies and vaccines for people in Europe, but also to contribute to European economy. And the way we do that is by looking at policies, at regulations, but also by walking the talk, by engaging collectively as a sector, not just individual companies, but as a sector in large-scale collaborations to advance science and innovation. And this is the Innovative Medicines Initiative that Saladin had mentioned earlier. And why do we do that? I think Vera had shown in her slides the translational challenge from research to innovation. But we are doing these collaborations because there are many more translational challenges all the way through to impact, from research to innovation, then to evaluation, and then many, many steps to the market. And all of these translational steps, not only translational research, but translational steps are challenging. And especially in the case of personalized medicine or precision medicine, this becomes probably even more complicated. So we have a common challenge to address, and the models of the past, with the full integration on the supply side and then siloed way of working, maybe worked for the slow pace innovation, but with precision medicine, with advancements on science and technology, and because of the pace of technology and science has increased so much today, we cannot continue as we were doing in the past. So there is only one solution to that. And in order to get all the way through, from research through innovation, through evaluations to the market, passing through things like manufacturing, upscaling, and deployment, does require collaboration and partnering. And as I said before, in the context of the personalized precision medicine, that's even more important, because nobody has the whole body of knowledge together, and each of us, each part of the ecosystem contains only part of it. Science advances so fast, knowledge advances so fast, that partnering is the only way to get to the real impact. And that requires to get out of our comfort zones, out of the normal environment in which we operate, and creating a completely new ways of working and bringing together people who maybe are not used to working. Vera presented the collaboration between smaller and bigger players, between academia and industry, but the same holds true for then bringing them together with the regulators and decision makers who would be deploying the solutions on the market and in the healthcare system. So precision medicine crystallizes all the challenges that we face elsewhere and requires even more collaboration and partnering. And that's why we need to absolutely demystify and de-risk this type of collaborations and create the proper platforms for doing them. And collaborations work, we know that. I'm not the first one mentioning this. Vera just mentioned COVID and COVID vaccines. It is thanks to collaboration that we could do things in months that would have taken years, like the development, the upscaling in weeks, the regulatory and healthcare systems reviews in days. All of that could be done only because we have those collaborations that existed already before, because many of those new interventions are built on previous work and previous and already existing collaborations, but advancing so fast from research, fundamental research, to the product that is being now deployed and injected in people's arms could have happened only because there is a collaboration. Let me now present one particular example, which is maybe more relevant than anything else to unlocking the potential of precision medicines in Europe, and illustrate how this collaboration and having a proper framework plays its role and gets all its importance. We've done together with PathoQuest and IQ and PATH, we've done the European Cancer Patient Coalition, we've done an analysis of biomarkers and their deployment in Europe. The goal was to ensure that eligible patients have access to the ideal testing paradigm with high quality biomarker testing readily available to them and tests rapidly integrated into the standard of care. So it goes really all the way through from research to the deployment in healthcare systems. The status, however, today is that currently this access to the high quality biomarker testing is very inconsistent across Europe. And the challenges that we are facing is the challenge of capability, of infrastructure, of awareness, and of funding. In order to achieve the regulatory and reimbursement approvals, having access to readily available testing and laboratory infrastructure, and everything else up to data collection and sharing. So these challenges have to be addressed, and you would see the link to the report on the slide. We would be also making it available in the chat to all of you. These challenges do require collaboration. This is not, none of that can be achieved in a silo. The reimbursement requires understanding of value, assessing of value, requires data collection and sharing. Investments requires a dialogue and some risk sharing schemes. Today, nobody can do it alone. And the awareness definitely requires joint programs. Centralized data collection is clearly a collaborative endeavor. So how to achieve that? What is the place? What is the way to do that? And here comes really the value of collaboration and of the platforms, whether institutional or not. Vera presented some. I would like to present some of these larger scale collaborations, which can help us to get out of our comfort zone, as mentioned by Vera. And I think, again, for ICPerMed and for the personalized medicine, collaborations between academia and bigger industries, between small companies and big companies, between companies and regulators bilaterally are very, very important. But these institutional partnerships, like the ones listed here, and there is no one model of collaboration, there are many models of collaboration, are helping to build trust, to get out of comfort zone, put foot in the door, and developing bilateral relationships and multilateral relationships that help accelerating the innovation. So let me speak very briefly about the Innovative Medicines Initiative. And that's one of these institutional partnerships which help us to engage with all types of players, create a safe harbor for people to develop new solutions. And the Innovative Medicines Initiative has been created 15 years ago, about the time where Imperial College was also launching their initiatives and creating the structures to create collaborations. We have in this partnership multiple companies, up to 40, 50 companies working together in areas where they would otherwise fail. Identify what is the problem that is common to them, then bring together their proprietary knowledge, data and assets, and then open them up for challenge and collaboration with the public partners, with academia, with regulators, with patients, with payers, whomever is the partner that it's needed to achieve the end impact, the deployment ultimately in the healthcare systems and in the regular R&D practice. And what is important is that this collaboration helps to validate the proposed solutions during the project lifetime in the regular research and development practice in companies. So this is a real life validation. At the end of the journey, there is a standard, there is a practice that's been tested and proved efficient. And that's how one may put foot in the door of collaborations between big and smaller players, and to get out of comfort zone while being in a safe environment and having an opportunity to work with clear rules and with protection of his and her assets. I think one of the most frequently asked questions is, would I lose anything if I come with it to a project? And the response is absolutely not. So continuing further, just a few examples, and here I would like to get back to the question of precision medicine and how we are de-risking these collaborations and creating real solutions to some of the problems. So in IMI, we have a number of really important projects that do address the challenge of precision medicine. And precision medicine is not just about oncology. We do have projects like Harmony that is looking at oncology in particular, but many other projects look at precision medicine in other therapeutic fields like osteoarthritis, atopic dermatitis and psoriasis, diabetes, but there are also projects on precision medicine in schizophrenia and depression, etc., etc. You would see initiatives that look at, in a more disease-agnostic way, at molecular mechanism of non-response. This is in relation to therapeutic areas to try and progress personalized precision medicine in new fields, learning from oncology. Oncology is definitely the place where most of the things are happening today, but moving in other therapeutic areas as well to enable precision medicines in those other fields. But it's not just about the diseases, it's also about the way we conduct research in a more patient-centric way. After all, precision medicine starts with the patients, and we are looking at how to change the way to conduct clinical trials. For example, EUPERL is looking at clinical trials platforms and is building both methodologies, protocols and infrastructures, or prefer that looks at how to integrate patient voice and patient preferences in generating the evidence, which is so important in the case of precision medicine. Our challenge here is not only to deliver the result, but to make sure that these results are ultimately deployed in real life. And here the partnerships that bring together those who develop the solutions and those who would be using the solutions is one way to secure that sustainability and real impact. So to conclude, where and why to engage? I think very important is to make sure that when getting into a collaboration, the objective of that collaboration is clear to everyone, and that the collaboration offers a genuine win-win to all parties. that interest of everyone is being protected, and that the collaboration is happening in a safe environment, which makes it possible to try new things and manage divergences of interest. This is particularly important where the collaboration is meant to deliver new solutions by pooling, standardizing, combining, and granting access to something that is proprietary, that might be considered as very sensitive. And it is also very important when tools and methodologies require full alignment of all stakeholders in the sector in order to be ultimately deployed. Safe harbors are even more important to create and implement new business models. And again, in the context of precision medicine, where we are inventing or reinventing the medicine, this is really particularly essential. All these goals can only be achieved by working together. And we really see ICPerMed and this initiative as instrumental to de-risk these collaborations, to demystify them, and to create a framework or to use the frameworks that exist in order to achieve these objectives of accelerating the translation of research ideas into real products that would reach the patients. Thank you.
For the talk, and thanks a lot also, Viera. These were really great talks and great input also for the panel discussions.